Pro Football Focus came up with their top 101 performances from this season, and the Browns were all over it. Let's take a look as Wyatt Teller, one of the offensive guards, comes in at number 18. Garrett Baker Mayfield, 45th best individual performance in the NFL 2020, according to Pro Football Focus. You also see Jarvis Landry and 4 of the Browns' 5 offensive linemen. Only Jedrick Wills, the rookie left tackle, not in the top 101 performances in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. Let's welcome in Ellis Williams. And Ellis, so when you look at that, you surprised that the Browns graded out so highly by the analytics-driven Pro Football Focus?
You nailed it. I'm not. And from the start of this regime, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, there's been a real correlation between what Pro Football Focus does and where the Browns front office aligns. We saw it in the draft. They targeted a lot of their players graded out well, according to Pro Football Focus. And this continues to stay on brand. You know, it's really impressive. The Browns have 7 players in the top 80, 4 in the top 46. Wyatt Teller being the highest of those, as the list just showed. Baker Mayfield coming in at 45. These lists are always both challenging, fun, and a sign of the time of year we're in. And Pro Football Focus does a good job of just staying true to their database and their numbers. I don't think fans should react too much. Like, you know, they're not saying Myles Garrett isn't a better football player than Wyatt Teller. It's just the specific season that was, and Wyatt Teller deserves every bit of his 18th overall ranking. And the Browns really are represented well on this list because of the areas in which they played well this season. It makes sense having 3 offensive linemen on that list, and then Myles Garrett, and of course Baker Mayfield, like I said, coming in at 45. I thought Jack Conklin was a little too low at 62, first team All-Pro. But again, that's the type of stuff where Pro Football Focus sometimes differentiates from what the media thinks and what our eye test tells us sometimes. But again, I think Conklin could have been higher. But it's like, you know, the Bengals and Jesse Bates, he's one of the best safeties in football, and was impressive on this list, and he didn't have a Pro Bowl vote or make an All-Pro team. So Pro Football Focus continues to crank out great work, and this list has a lot of Browns on it for a good reason.
When you look at Baker Mayfield, is that a sign of how well he played that he is checking in at 45th on that list? Those are, again, individual performances for 2020, and he's 45th. That's the sign of a guy that if I'd have told you that at the beginning of the year, you probably would have laughed at me if I would have said that.
Yeah, well, depending who you would have asked, you know, some of us had a feeling Baker would throw in the 20 to 30 touchdown range and have single-digit interceptions playing in this offense, and just knowing Baker's skill set and Kevin Stefanski's ability to unlock a player like that. But Baker's deserving of all of it. I've said it on this show before that we cannot give Kevin Stefanski in this system too much credit. And coming from someone like me who does praise Kevin Stefanski, Bill Callahan, Alex Empelt a lot, Baker deserves a lot of praise for taking this system, being a sponge, soaking up all the nuances of what Kevin Stefanski asked. Pre-snap, it was a lot to take in. I think post-snap, you know, you do all your work pre-snap, so post-snap it's a lot easier. And that staff asked Baker to do a lot of things he hasn't done for really his entire football career. Going back to Oklahoma, being in shotgun, running RPOs, that wasn't this team this year. Of course, he wasn't empty a fair amount, but that's literally not RPO because there's no running back next to you. So Baker had a remarkable season. It's going to be fascinating to see how he builds upon it, if this 45 mark is the highest he ever ranks as a Brown, or if he still has some places to climb. That's what Browns fans are waiting to find out, and how the Browns go from now a team that is being taken seriously to now how quickly the expectations change. You know, now we're talking AFC Championship and Super Bowl stuff with the Browns, when just a year ago people were hoping for a winning record.